to Gomer Games Tips. We're going to go over the the vanilla education system in the game today. This will be a little bit of a longer video, probably 8 minutes plus, just because there's a little bit of there's a lot to kind of go over on this one. So let's go ahead and get started here. First thing, hit the layer button and then hit the book, and that shows obviously that there's no elementary schools. You hit this little tab right here. There's no high schools, there's no university, there's no public libraries. So everything is red, so obviously we need to place some schools down. And then if you hit the book right here, this opens up the education tab. And until you get the university DLC, you will have just this tab here. And then probably this right here. Well, that's a content creator packs, so unless you've downloaded that on PC, you may or may not have that either. But this is all the university campus DLC packet. So you will just have this, and you'll have, this is the vanilla elementary school, and this is the vanilla high school, and then the vanilla university right here. And then also, if you have the green cities, you have the community school, which replaces the elementary school. You have the Institute of Creative Arts, which replaces the high school, or I should say not necessarily replaces, but it works with. So you can place a high school on one side of town and a creative arts center on the other side of town, and they both work as high schools. Secondary schools, I guess, is the best way to say it. And then with the Green City DLC, you also have the Modern Technology Institute, which also works as a university. And then these other buildings in here are assets that I've downloaded from the workshop. Just different assets. This one here, I'm sorry, this is actually the public library. That will become available for in the vanilla game. And so the first thing, we'll get to the public library here in a minute, but first thing you need to do is just place a elementary school, and you kind of want it in a residential area, centralized, but in a residential area. So I will go ahead and put it there, and obviously that makes everybody happy. And go ahead and put a high school in the residential area also, and we'll just put it across the street from the elementary school. And again, that makes everybody happy. And what that's going to do, that's going to raise your education level. Right now you have 100% uneducated because we didn't have you in any school. And then the educated is the elementary school, the well-educated is the high school, and the highly educated is the universities. So we need to place a university at one point, or at some point, not necessarily right now, but we'll place a university at some point, and we'll get some highly educated, because we'll need those for the office when we start zoning the office buildings. We need highly educated for those. So now we'll go ahead and let this run a second and let all these buildings change. As you notice, the capacity here changed. We now have a capacity of 300 with 110 students available, or 110 students that need the elementary, and then the high school is 1,000 capacity with 0 students. So all of our children are still pretty young. And then university and school or public library, we didn't do any of that yet. So Okay, so we're going to need some more power here. So we'll pause the game, and we're going to go ahead and put down another turbine. We'll try to find... Well, I was trying to find another 8. There we go. It's awful close to the houses again. If we switch over to the power, see how the power was in the red. Now when I turn this back on, it should shoot back up into the green, because we were consuming 8 megawatts and we were only producing 7 with this um, wind turbine, probably because the wind was low. Yeah, it's only wind speed was only 9, so um, shoot right back up. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the library. The way the library works is when your citizens come into your city, they all come in uneducated. It's not very realistic. If you have a PC, you can download mods to change that, to randomize the age and the education status of your citizens as they come into the city. But they all come in uneducated. So if you place a library down, depending on how much money you're making, because they are pricey, they're $22,000 at $400 a week. So that's quite expensive. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put one down right now. But every time a citizen visits the library, they have a small percentage or a percentage chance of coming out educated, or coming out well educated, or coming out highly educated. And I'm not sure what those percentages are, but there is a percentage of them leaving more educated than what they came in. So when you first start a city, you're not going to have any education level at all. So having a library is kind of beneficial, but it is still a small percentage of people that do come out educated. So is it really worth the $400 a month or $400 a week? That's kind of up to you. The $22,000 from the very beginning. If you're playing with money, that's a lot of money to start with. It's a lot of money, a lot of maintenance costs there per week. So we laid the high school and the elementary school down. It looks like we're at 112 elementary and 0 for high school at this point. So, but as you let it run and the kids go through the school, this education level will eventually go up. So I'm going to let this run for just 30 seconds or so and see if I can get it to go up a little bit. Probably won't, so we probably won't see it on this video. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna be done in time, so we won't see it on this video, but it will eventually. You'll have a certain percentage of the population will become educated, and then once they become educated, they'll move on to high school, and then they'll move into the well-educated category. This is Gomer Games Tips, It's been the education system, vanilla education system for the Cities Skylines. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any more content coming out. And hit that like button. Share that video if you think anybody will benefit from it, can use it. And thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.